Welcome to today's webinar. I'm David Penn, Research Analyst at Finovate. I'm joined on the line today with Peter Wannemacher, Principal Analyst for Forrester, Singh, Vice President of Marketing on Best Systems, and Braden, Executive Vice President, Head of Partnerships and Industry Relations with Wells Fargo Company. Welcome all. We're also going to be live tweeting this webinar. You can join in the conversation by using the hashtag Finovate As with all industries in our 21st century economy, financial services is currently undergoing digital transformation. The task is daunting, and bankers need to identify and accelerate which parts to transform first. Given that payments is by far the highest frequency interaction that customers have with their bank credit unions, it's natural that this is the area which must priority all financial institutions and creates immense opportunities for those who take the lead. In this webinar, we're going to discuss why traditional payment methods must transform to digital form and how. Why creating digital touch points on how consumers and interact is important. And why payment system executives need to provide compelling digital experiences that are underpinned by fast, digitized, real-time interactive processes in order to compete. We'll also look at how to digitally transform the entire card payment business. Joining us, Peter will be giving an overview on the state of the industry, particularly digital transformation, banking, payments, and financial services. Gary will discuss surrounding fintech, digital banking, and payments. And Braden will talk about how fintech, or the perspective of fintech, from a big bank perspective. Before we get started, I'd like you to know that we're going to be holding an interactive Q&A with this webinar. If you have any questions during the presentation, you can send them to us using the Ask a Question button at the bottom of the screen. And with that, go ahead and get started.
Thank you very much. This is Peter Wannemacher with Forrester. Very happy to be here. Thank you to all of you for being here with us. And I'm especially glad to be here with my peers and colleagues from Finovate, Ondot, and Wells Fargo. So we're going to start today by giving you a question, and then we will discuss the results of that, and then get into what the broader scope is and what we're seeing at Forrester and beyond when it comes to payments, financial services, and really digital transformation, which I think has become a buzzword, but has very real meaning underneath that buzzword, buzziness, if you will. So let's start by asking you a question. Which of the following are currently part of your bank or credit union's digital transformation initiatives? And I urge you to note that first one here, we do not currently have a digital transformation initiative. I don't pretend to know how many of you will click that. Please feel free to don't feel that you need to click one of these. If the answer is really we don't have one, click that first one. If you do have one, the options are really digital sales and acquisition, digital payments, personalization, marketing, new revenue streams and/or business models, APIs or API-based banking services, or other. And I'll give you just a few moments. While you're taking this poll, I'll just give you a little less than a minute to take that poll. So please answer as quickly, even from the anonymous, so know anyway. I want to share two quotes that I really like from executives, one from a payment provider, and one from a financial services company, and they're about digital transformation. And they're not exhausted by any stretch, but they're helpful. So one talking about what digital transformation means, because it is a very buzzy term these days, said the following: it's squirmy, it's tough to grab a hold of, but it's not illusory. It is quite real. I think it's easy to, it can sometimes feel illusory. Sometimes I'm sad to say it is sort of the equivalent of vaporware. But those firms that have found, those payment firms, those payment providers, those companies, those financial service companies that have really started to move the needle on digital transformation have found that's quite real. And one critical way that we're going to talk about today probably will be sort of underlining or part of everything we talk about is this idea of iteration, continuous improvement. And this brings me to another quote from a bank executive that was continuous innovation is impossible, underlined, italicized, bolded, without continuous learning. Continuous innovation is impossible without continuous learning. I think that's the leaders that we see in these markets are the folks who are able to really not just go out and try a bunch of stuff, but to actually learn from those things. So with that, let's see what the poll results are. So 0% we generally have one. I think unsurprisingly, but happily from my perspective, and I think from all the panelists here today's perspective, number one with bullet, number one at least, digital payments. As well as marketing, high up there, APIs are unsurprising. Those two are tied, marketing and APIs. Interesting to me that new revenue streams, new business models are relatively low, 31%, round up. And personalization. We're going to actually talk a little bit. I will say, and I'm not tisking anyone, but in our research at Forrester, we found that too few payment companies and financial service providers are thinking about how to rethink their business models, their relationship models, their revenue streams. So this is probably reflective of anything you guys are a little ahead of the curve, the folks at this webinar, which is good. But I think it's broadly reflective of what we're seeing in the market. That's interesting. So with that, let's talk about what we're seeing, what my research and my team are seeing out there. And I want to start with three key insights. So we've broken this down. This is distilled and curated for you. What we're seeing when it comes to payment firms and banking providers, they're aiming for digital transformation, but really struggling to get there. And we can even say that there is there, but struggling to really even often get started. So the majority say they've already started one or more digital transformation projects. That's good, right? And another roughly another quarter plan to start very soon. That was when this poll was taken, which was I think about a little more than a year ago, I think. What we saw is about a quarter. We actually have new data coming out. I think broadly says what we've seen is that some of that 25% did start, some did not. But broadly speaking, what we're seeing is the majority are starting or have already started their digital transformation efforts. That said, this brings me to my second bullet. They're putting a lot of the emphasis and resources on one of two things, or both sometimes. That is traditional IT and what I would call surface-level aspects of digital strategy. Now, both of these are important. I'm not telling you by any stretch that no resources go to these. But what we're seeing is a lot less emphasis, a lot of emphasis on customer service, on what the mobile app looks like, or what a mobile payment task looks like. These are important. Design matters. Know that. And yet we're seeing a lot less effort looking at thinking, as I'll talk about in a few minutes, about relationship models, thinking about how to really embrace and embed dynamism and dynamic road mapping in your processes, in as my colleague Allison Clark would say, in the culture of your organization. And then last is going to require new thinking. And let's be honest, sizable investment. So my colleague Julie Oss has estimated well over $100 million just to rethink your business model, and that's achieving digital transformation. She looks at it often from the perspective of firms that are starting from mobile first or using mobile as a catalyst for digital transformation, or moving to future digital experiences. But it's going to take a lot of money. Beyond that, it's going to take a reframing of what you do, what your purpose is, and how you achieve that purpose. So we're seeing big shifts here, and it's going to require even more. And just a quick note here, my first bullet here, tip of the hat here to my colleague Gil Popperman, who does a lot of work looking at digital business transformation in financial services from a app dev, from an IT perspective. So that's what we're seeing at a broad level. When you take a step back and think beyond payment providers, beyond financial services, what we're seeing is there are some fundamental shifts. And I think beyond, sorry, be careful. I mean, this is true of all companies, of all stripes, across industries. We're seeing that leaders, and not all companies unfortunately are in this position, are moving from being customer aware, somewhat customer-centric, to being customer-led. So OCBC, an Asia-Pacific financial service provider, payments involved in payments arm, helped. They actually used co-creation with their customers to create a brand new product line and app experience from scratch. Now that was not a fundamental rethink of their entire business, but it was a true digital business effort, digital business transformation effort that was customer-led, at least co-led. Moving from data-rich into insights-driven, I'm going to table this one. We're going to talk later in the panel about what financial providers and payment providers are struggling with. It's rarely a problem of having enough data. I imagine almost none of you on the phone right now have too little data. The problem is using that data, turning that data into actionable insights for your organization or for your customers. Moving from perfect to fast. And moving from siloed to connected. And from a data perspective, this is often what we tend to say is getting de-siloed. So the dream, of course, is to have centralized data. And the dream is to have that data be far more really dynamic, able to enable dynamism. As I'll define dynamism in the next slide, actually. But what we're seeing is that firms from an org perspective and from a data perspective need to move from a siloed structure, which is not easy, siloed, not easy to move from that to really a connected, much more flexible, much more often cross-functional and collaborative, and that enables dynamism. And if you're wondering what I mean by dynamism, our definition, dynamism is a combination of the speed and degree of change that a company can achieve. So what you're aiming for, so there are many companies that can move quite quickly, but aren't fundamentally transforming. Likewise, there are companies that can transform, but if it takes 12 years or even 6 years in this environment, that is too long. So that combination, that is dynamism. And it requires new thinking, it requires new processes, iterative cycles, and we'll get into some of that down the road. In addition to dynamism, which is really about how you do stuff, what your role is in people's lives. Customers' lives is a big part of this shift. So leading financial institutions, leading payment providers, banking providers are rethinking their brand relationships. So we think of it this way. The relationship model is the role you play in customers' lives. If you don't know what that role is, and it need not be necessarily always a visible role, I'm not arguing that, but you need to be very clear and envision what your future relationship model is. From that, there's the revenue model, right? That's how you monetize. So you got to create value, then you monetize the value they create. That's the way you should be thinking about this. And then there are individual revenue streams. Too many financial providers, including banks, payment providers, and many other financial institutions, have two or three of these. So in some cases, all of these look identical to what they did 20 years ago or 10 years ago. Now they've sometimes done a great job of extending these relationship models, extending their revenue models onto mobile apps, and that deserves kudos. But too rarely they are rethinking and reframing what that relationship model even is. So I want to talk about something that is probably on the mind of many folks, that is AI. I think it's really important that this is a one-two punch of this slide. The next one, what we're seeing in our research when it comes to the payment environment, financial services environment, we're seeing that almost everyone, the majority are either investing in implementing AI or are planning to implement very soon. But not surprising, especially AI is a big umbrella term, so this can mean a lot. We're seeing it's important to note that brings me to the one-two punch here. Most AI technologies are still evolving. One of my colleagues often talks about AI as being kind of like an 8-year-old LeBron James, right? At 8 years old, it was very clear the enormous potential that LeBron James had. But if you put 8-year-old LeBron James in a basketball game, he wasn't going to win it for you. And that's pretty much where banks, financial providers, payment providers, companies are today when it comes to AI. And that's right and good, right? So fewer than a third of AI technologies by Forrester research have even hit the growth stage yet. Probably not. It's one of those things that's shocking though unsurprising when you think about it. What is making a difference today, and I'm glad you've seen many of you are working on this, is APIs, really are APIs, and API-based thinking, API-enabled, API-enabled digital business transformation, in some cases, API-enabled services. So Forrester has identified 4 types of APIs: internal APIs, B2B APIs, open APIs, the one that get the most press. And product APIs, which frankly in payments and financial services are the ones that are least utilized. So you can look at some firms certainly Lola in the fintech space, or E-Trade in the more traditional provider, although E-Trade being traditional is a bit funny. But those two have really looked at productizing their APIs. Too few others have. Another part of digital transformation, payments and financial services, is going to be reorging. So this one slide does not encompass all the research that we have, or frankly others have, about reorging, but I think it's really important to know that we are going to move, and I really believe everyone will have to move from a traditional, relatively static, hierarchical, siloed approach to org structure, to a much more dynamic, cross-functional org structures that are far more dynamic themselves and enable dynamism in roadmap and in implementation. And finally, I want to leave my section with there's a lot to talk about today, but with this taxonomy that we often talk about. And I think it's useful because you should be able to quickly put all of your digital initiatives, no matter what kind of payment provider you are, what kind of financial service company you are. Each of your digital initiatives should fall into one of these three. Invisible, these are sometimes foundational digital initiatives. These are back-end systems, platforms, APIs often live here, of course. Visible, these are the things that your customers, whatever those customers are, those can be B2B customers or, of course, consumers and users. What they see when it comes to their interaction with your brand. And finally, the flashy ones. These often get too much. If I were to give you a piece of advice gun to my head, I would say you're probably spending too much on the flashy and not enough, frankly, on the invisible. That's the most common problem we see. There is a role, though, for flashy initiatives, right? There's a role for thinking, what is some white space? What is innovative and really noticeable innovation that we can do? So with that, I want to say thank you very much. We'll be here the whole call. I'm going to hand it over now, and we're going to talk with Ondot, and then later on, all of us are going to talk about these issues further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Peter. This is Gary with Ondot. Wonderful presentation. I really enjoyed it as one of the presenters. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening for those who attended the webinar. Thanks for taking time to attend this. I think we live in a very exciting time, digital time, and there's a lot of transformation underway. It was exciting to see that a lot of people felt that digital payments is front and center to our strategy, and we can completely understand that. But if you dig a little bit underneath the iceberg, if you will, there's a lot more that we believe that can be done there. So from a digital payment definition perspective, people are thinking about accelerated payment, they may be thinking about invisible payments, they may be thinking about P2P, bill pay, et cetera. But one thing to take a sidetrack or thinking slightly differently here is, how are the consumers thinking about how they interact with your payment instruments? So what level of digitization has taken place from acquisition to provisioning to getting a new card to replacing card, and how the card is managed and controlled by the likes and dislikes of the consumers. There's an opportunity for you to think as well in terms of the overall payment landscape, driving those interactions on a daily basis. One example I can give you from a personal perspective about the exciting digital space that we live in is that I'm an avid motorcyclist. And when I ride in the morning, which is very frequent these days, it's interesting to know when I look at the side mirrors, cars that I'm passing through, passing by. A lot of people are looking at their phones all the time. So they're addicted to their phones. So digitization and transformation of banking and payments over the phone is obviously an instrumental leverage in both ways and bad ways. But that thirst for information and interaction there in the consumer mindset. And the consumer mindset is looking for that immediacy in terms of information and action that they can take with that information. So I really like what you said at the beginning of the session in terms of that continuous improvement is impossible without continuous learning. So that opportunity in terms of moving quickly, based on the consumer likes and dislikes, how they engage with your payment activities, is a great opportunity for all of us. That's what I want to talk about today. Before I start, I thought I would start with a very provocative statement. This was done a few years back by McKinsey when they did the research and wrote about the digital battle that banks must win. And they identified within that, as you can see in front of you, that the average consumer banking relationship is dominated by making payments. So why are banks so little dependent on this critical beachhead? And again, this really comes down to how is the consumer interacting with their prepaid debit, credit card, et cetera, as they're making their everyday purchase decisions. Are you getting subsumed into somebody else's technology, so it is not front and center, or is it something that's out of mind, out of sight for the consumers? That's definitely where the trends to be happening as you talk about digitization of payments. So keep that in mind in terms of where the investments are. So when we look at how different partners are and financial institutions are approaching the digitization of payments, transforming, using payments as a lever point, there's a lot of experiments that have taken place. A lot of you have tried things like virtual card numbers, verified by Visa, digital issuance, digital KYC, but these have been fragmented POCs, and I don't think there's any FIs today in the marketplace that has a holistic solution. And as they were experimenting with this, and again, this is our viewpoint, a lot of them came to the realization that this transformation is not as easy as they thought. So they started to develop more and more in-house capabilities, strategic acquisitions. They also moved toward digital spin-off. So say, hey, the internal challenges are too much cross-functional line on something simple as a digital KYC and a marketing call to action, how you word a customer and onboard that customer. Tech companies are coming in as challengers, so that's why you see a red line there. And then some startups are coming there, right? Making banks digital first, and then looking at the rest of the landscape. So there's a lot of experiments going on, a lot of business formation going on in parallel to basically get to the end game. And that's the question that I think a lot of you are asking and a lot of the industry is asking. Can you really successfully digitize and provide a user experience from a customer mindset to become relevant on a day-to-day basis? Not on a monthly basis, for example. When you think about mobile banking, maybe that's 3 or 4 times interaction per month. But payments are happening on a daily basis. What's your touch point? What's the conversation that needs to take place? All the way through the payment journey, before, during, and after payment takes place. So the key thing is, how do you pull all these things together? And our view is that in order to get there, you really have to think about this from a customer mindset, a holistic journey. Start with the U.S., understand how the customer is interacting, not one piece like a digital KYC or digital issuance, but end-to-end conversation. From the time you're acquiring the customer first time through digital marketing campaigns, how is that conversion happening? How are they getting the card? How is the card being managed? How are they using it online? How are they using card on files? How are they distributing that card to different places? So a lot of those things is something that we believe needs to be packaged as a solution and then delivered in a holistic way to the end users, which is your customers that you lose touch with because of the transformation that's happening on the digitization side. So to summarize this at a very, very high level, so digital transformation in payment, we like to call it hashtag no friction. So the whole point is taking away all the negative experiences that you've seen that are today relevant to payment ecosystem. So from things like false declines when a card gets declined for no reason because the fraud management system is being overactive, or you see a transaction that's normalized for that particular cardholder, that's the perfect way of losing a customer when the card gets declined for no reason. Or when you're traveling, the card is not available, or you misplace the card. So those are some very simple everyday examples of how negative experience causes friction, and that's how you lose the customer trust, the customer mindset. And then creating positive experiences in terms of giving them information about the payment on an instant basis and taking action on that payment. So all of those things can be sort of bundled together into an experience that not only the app usage and the interaction is happening multiple times a day, whether it's simple notification or a call to action. But those are some of the things that are, if you look at the whole ecosystem of instant everything, those things can basically realize by having a complete strategy. So we like to think from complete journey end-to-end perspective, which is digital and instant acquisition of new customers, and we could do viral methods. It's payment lifecycle journey because payments are becoming more digital and instruments are getting digitized, and people are storing that digitized instrument in different merchants and locations. Some are trustworthy, some are not. So how do you manage those capabilities? How do you bring the Gen Zs and the millennials into the system who perhaps only prefer a digital way of transacting as they come into the financial services network, and then managing payments across the board. Giving tools that your customers interact with on a daily basis not only drive better UX, but also brings top of mind independent of the actual payment taking place. So those are some of the transformations that we see taking place. And then finally, if you pull all of that together from a 100% seamless lifecycle journey of consumer mindset in terms of how they're interacting with your payment instruments, you create a communication layer which is always on, instant communication and advice that's happening. That really results in a stronger relationship in terms of trusting and interacting with those payment instruments, which, like I said at the beginning of the session, is something they're doing every day, not taking place once or twice a week or once or twice a month. And that also creates new service opportunities, which Peter mentioned as well, which is you have constant learning from those interactions. You create solutions around everyday gifting or allowance wallets for parents and dependents through a digital payment instrument where the issuer, the parent is becoming a proxy issuer on behalf of the main instrument. Invisible payment, how does that basically take place? IoT, embedded payments. And instant lending for high value to understand the transaction patterns. The bank, the issuer is in the best position to provide advice to convert those high value merchandise transactions into instant credit payment plans. So those are some of the key elements that we see taking place that give you the opportunity for full 100% end-to-end journey of the payment instrument and the digitization that goes along with it. And my last slide is tell you a little bit about ourselves. Ondot, most of you may not be familiar with us. We're a company based out of Silicon Valley. We have a fairly large customer base of partners and banks using our services. About 3,500 banks use our services. We're embedded into processors to process payments so that we can provide rules and controls capabilities from a consumer mindset to the fraud management system. So we do three things. We do instant digitization of the payment instruments. We ensure that the consumer interaction front and center, and they're always in control of their instruments. And they create products for you in terms of how they're bringing their dependents, or if you're a small business owner, your employees into the conversation. And the last piece that Peter talked about through AI and massive data around interactive data analytics. So things like merchant data enrichment, some of those things, something that we specialize on. Our focus and mission in the market is that statement that I opened with, which is, how are we developing that beachhead sort of using payment as the underlying catalyst to drive the relationship and the interaction with your consumers on a digital or mobile vehicle, and that package solution that Ondot brings to the marketplace. So with that, we're going to go to another poll question. So thank you for your time. And that poll question is going to be around some of the things we just talked about. I hope I can push it. Yes. Okay, here we go. And while answering the question, our next guest speaker is going to be Braden from Fargo, and he's going to give you a perspective from a large bank perspective in terms of how they're thinking about digital transformation in banking and payments in general. So the four questions you see here on this particular slide is, which of the following are integral to your digital strategy today? AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, open banking APIs, new platform, and there should be another one here which none of the above, but unfortunately we don't have those, so you can either answer one of these four or not talk about any of those. And so this is really coming from the perspective that you can't do this alone. You're going to have to depend on technologies to get you there. And which of these technologies you believe are going to play the biggest role in transforming your digital strategy as you move forward. So with that, I think we can try to go into the poll results and see what kind of results we got on this. Hopefully I touched it. And I'm going to turn it over to Braden to take it from here. So thank you, everyone.
Great. Thank you so much, Gary. Quickly, good morning, San Francisco, and Peter and Gary, it's a pleasure to be here, co-panel, and thanks to Finovate for putting this together. A couple of things just reflecting on my panelist remark that really struck me as relevant. We have an opportunity to provide, as I'm supposed to, a large bank perspective on these issues. But Peter's observation just around transformation, how important it is for us to start thinking about the customer and the capability that new technology is affording us to deliver pretty new and incredible digital solutions to our customers. And then as I think Gary and firm have taken this hard taken on the challenge, which is how do they help their financial institutional customers deal with that end journey and execute on simplifying and integrating that digital experience and putting the customer in control of a new and more powerful tool set as it relates to cards. So I think we have an exciting conversation for now. I'll provide a few remarks, hopefully not too long, so we can get into a more free flow discussion towards the end. Again, I'm here to offer the large bank perspective. I think it's important to reflect back that each of the large banks in the U.S. and indeed around the world are on this journey. And each of us have kind of defined our own path, so I'm probably best to tell you a little bit about the path that Wells Fargo's on, and that's what I'll endeavor to do today with all of you. Normally I would be never talk about reorganizations in a kind of forum not particularly interesting. But I do think because Peter mentioned that it's an important place to start our journey. So at Wells, I've been at Wells for 18 years. I've been on the digital bank almost that entire time. But traditionally we have been more product-focused and channel-focused. And about 2 years ago, we undertook a massive reorganization focused around the customer. And we created a new team that is focused on payments, deposits, digital banking, phone banking, and operations. All of those report to one individual. And the reason why they did that, because we had been more silo-focused and product-focused, was to try to change the way the bank was thinking, change the way we were executing, and recognizing that a lot of the deep, what I'll call invisible changes that we need to make for our customers would be the ones. Would be the one that I lost my train of thought, so I call a little IM pop-up. But in any event, going back to the visible issue, those require a lot of budget, executive commitment in working together. And if you're going to market in a siloed product-focused way, it's very difficult for you to execute against those. So we brought all those together, focused around the customer. It's an unusual step for large banks. You don't see this in many other places. Some of my peers might have consumer payments brought together, but we're talking about every payment product, every deposit product, all those operations, all the digital channels, all in one place. And that was done to do a few things. One is to focus on serving our customers when and where they want in a simple, fast, instant manner. We wanted to start thinking about not only are we going to present products in physical distribution, as well as Fargo has done for many years, but to really think about digital acquisitions and how are we going to be on the forefront and lean into the opportunities ahead of us in digital acquisition. We've been thinking about personalization at scale. And this is kind of a macro thought, but I do think it's interesting. At some point, maybe before I went to business, people were very focused on churning out units. How efficiently can you mass produce an individual unit that would serve the customer's average need in a particular segment? And that was how business was done. I think one of the really interesting things we now is that with technology, we're able to serve customers on almost a one-to-one basis. And so the ability to do that brings in this idea of personalization at scale. And that's something that we're focused on. Individual advice, individual information, customized experiences, products that work the way that you, in particular, figure them. We're also doing things around creating a platform for innovation. We put together a dedicated innovation team which centers that budget, centers that capability in one place, and kind of have a multi-functional role of doing R&D and learning what's coming down the pike. They have a secondary role of working with the lines of business, helping them innovate. And then we are also taking a look at some of the really edgy things in technology and trying to understand how we bring those, what roles do AI would talk about drones, high-performance servers, biometric safe, biometrics in general, trying to understand the technology, how we can take the best of them to deliver to our customers in a way that's simple and easy to use. So a couple of things as I think about where we're headed and a couple of examples. I've kind of written down a few. So one is around ease and simplicity. So a couple of the things we're doing there to deliver ease and simplicity to our customers. We've come out with card-free APM, where you can use a digital code, don't need a card anymore. We have retooled the mortgage application process around making it digital, more integrated, being able to kind of append and attach files, speed up that process. We've also completely gone back and redesigned our merchant services to make it easier for customers to sign up and dramatically simplified the pricing to kind of a standard price versus multiple price points. Instant has been a big push. Haven't talked about it today, but those of us in the industry, whether it's Dell, capitalizing on DADH, thinking about these issues around digital issuance, which I think that Gary talked about a little bit. Really important. Transparency. Thinking about things like how do we give our customers more information relevant directly to them. So we've now done zero balance alerts that let people know that they're drawing down towards pre-configured balance amount, or they have a zero alert. We're sending out millions of these, which is fantastic, getting our customers informed in real time. Omnichannel, another place where a lot of people talk about this, particularly spend much time with retailers, and we are taking that to heart. So we are trying to understand that our customers may not necessarily walk up to an ATM, into a branch, or onto a website that sells Fargo. What we're thinking about is how do we connect our customers where they are. And that might mean using Apple Business Chat, Facebook Messenger, API gateway that we talked about in banking. So these are all really interesting areas where we've reached out to try to take the best technology to better serve our customers. In a sense of control, again, something that I think Gary's been thinking about. How do we help customers as their payment credentials they become embedded, they become invisible, and they have their payment product and tokens in all these different wallets, connect all these different devices that all connect the internet. So maybe a fridge, car, all of their wallets, tablets, phones. Control is going to be important. So that's something we've thought about is how do we provide our customers with visibility into where their products are, who's billing their account on a regular basis, and then trying to give them control so that they can not only see what's happening, but also exercise their wishes. And a simple example of that is a card on-off type of decision, but those are things that we've been thinking about. And then smart, maybe we'll talk a little bit more, but AI, that's something that honestly is just the next generation of predictive computing around for a long time. But it has been increasingly used in things like fraud prevention. That's probably one of the best use cases inside banking. It is a large amount of highly similar data. But we're also using it in something called predictive banking. So this is where we are going in and looking again at individualized experience for our customer, looking at their actual transactions, trying to provide them with advice. And we're taking that even farther in our initiative of financial health with something called Greenhouse. And so this is our separate digital bank app. And the basis of that is focused on new to banking, people that are just becoming familiar and entering the banking system and beginning to manage their financial lives. And part of that is there are not overdrafts. There's a lot of financial health capabilities in there to help people set aside money so that they can have the money available to pay their bills and understand what money they need to have. That's kind of free to spend. A lot of that is driven by AI underlying those customer experiences. And then lastly, growth incredibly important to us. So I go back to this idea around digital acquisition, the idea of needing to go beyond the walls of Fargo to see our customers and work with our customers in the experiences that they are in and where they spend time. Sometimes I like to say customers used to go downtown to socialize and to buy products and engage in commercial activities. A lot of that is done online. And so figuring out how do you create brands, how do you market, and how do you present products, I think is a really interesting question. And really lies that basis of how do you do customer-focused digital transformation and payments. So I will stop there and turn it back over to Peter, who is going to take us into a couple of slides and a kind of more open discussion.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's right. So I started going up to the panel. My perspective here might be baked into the slide. These are all these. I think these are four slides. So our point of view is that the backdrop to this transformation, the disruption that's often catalyst pushing payment providers to transform is what we call the age of the customer. And I won't bore you by going through all of it, but it's basically a 20-plus year business cycle, which is only really just started. It's been around a couple of years now. Where empowered buyers, customers demand a new level of customer position. They require the results of customer. They don't care if that's with them. They care about whether you're creating value and whether your growth can only be achieved with customer obsession. So what I'd love to ask the panel now is sort of what you think the role of payment is in the age of customer. So we talked about a little, I think it started very talked about the fact that payments are the most frequent interaction types. I'm sorry, Gary, if I'm butchering your exact language a little bit, that consumers have with financial services, with financial services brands, payment providers, of course. So I'd love to get your take on sort of where payment fits in an era of disruption and the age of the customer.
Thanks, Peter. I'll take it first. I think absolutely this is an area where we believe is a missed opportunity. I think that Braden talked about a number of areas where large banks like Fargo are already moving in that path. There's a number of FIs that were just finishing their omni-channel strategy. So there's a lot of banks or financial institutions that don't even have a mobile banking app today. Although very few of those, but it's still there. So I think the focus was on omni-channel, and a lot of learnings came from the retail industry as well. Because everybody in retail went omni first. But then you go to the next step forward, right? Which is if you look at retail, it's a lot about it's the instantaneous delivery of services, 2-hour window from Amazon. It's basically walking in door, not even paying for anything, and just walking right out. Convenience safety that comes there. So I believe that when it comes to payment, digitization of payment, the way we sort of described it in the early part of the discussion, I think we're just starting that journey today. And I think that there's been a lot of experiments. Including certain FIs putting big machines, for instance, issuance of plastic. But I think where we need to focus is on things like instant issuance of digital cards. And then how those cards are basically leveraged and distributed different payment mechanisms, different, I would call lifestyle experiences as somebody lives their life on a day-to-day basis. So I would say there's a good opportunity for FIs to regain their customer relationship. I think the trust is there and has always been there. But leveraging payments as a key catalyst point to re-engage customers, I think is a great opportunity. But it hasn't been done yet, is our point of view.
That makes sense. Yeah. Go ahead, Braden. And by the way, David, I think it's both, but all three of you, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at least for me, I think one of the great quotes I heard from a gentleman by the name of Steve Ellis. Some of you will know him. I kind of give him the nickname Steve Jobs for banking. It works well. But his statement that he made is, he had never met a consumer who wanted to be disrupted, right? What consumers want is, ease, simplicity, and they have certain expectations of what people that are their providers or chosen, vendors, if you will, for these different services. They need to deliver. And I think those are also informed not just by what's going on in banking, but also beyond banking, right? So going back, I think Gary's point, people are having experiences, at Amazon. There are expectations that are created in terms of how simple and easy things are. And we have a lot of technology debt. And so the challenge for us is to figure out how to work on that, do those invisible things at the same time when we're keeping up with the expectations of our customers and making sure that we're meeting their needs, which are ever evolving.
Yes, I'm just going to go quickly as a panel leader or panel coordinator or whatever. Forrester annually does what we have called industry waves. I won't get into the methodology. I'm not trying to tell anyone anything, but it is a moving target. It is an evaluation of financial services, digital shops. And it moves every year, not because we want to be jerks. It's because, as you said, customers' expectations and behaviors evolve. And they are evolving more rapidly than they ever have. And that's something that all companies, including financial services and payments companies, need to respect and be aware of. So with that, I'm going to switch to the next slide. We'll do a couple more before we open things up. So this is a quote I love. It's simple, it's clear. I would be surprised if anyone argued vehemently against them. We can't quote, so it's hard to argue against it. But at this particular bank, the executive said, we are drowning in data and starving for insights. Nice, poetic. It's also, in my view, true, not just true at this particular provider, but a lot of payment and financial services companies. My question for the panel is, over the next, let's pick a horizon line, over the next 2 years, let's say going to 2020, will this become more true or less true? Or I guess you could just say about the same. That's a lame answer. Don't do that. Will this become more true or less true? And Gary, I'll start with you.
Great, thank you, Peter. I think that the short answer would be that it is going to be less true, meaning that they won't be drowning in data. I think that things like machine learning, AI are coming to the rescue. I think data was collected and analyzed to a large extent. But insights and how to transpose those insights, specifically taking the example of payment, was specifically missing. So a couple examples I can give you. One of the things that we've been working with a lot of the FIs is on things like merchant data enrichment. So we enrich the data using parameter machine learning technologies like location of the user with their mobile app, transaction location of the POS device itself, correlating that third-party data such as Google and others, and then really coming out with the enriched data set of those particular merchants. So that's one quick example of machine learning, AI sort of coming to the rescue, if you will. Do not drown in the data, but really translate that into things. And I'll just add one more thing that I really like what Braden said earlier, which is around personalization at scale. Right? If you think from what he mentioned, how do you get to that point? I think you get to that point by analyzing that data through AI mechanisms and really having that one-to-one conversation with your consumers and your customers. And that is only possible if you have data, and then if you can use the right technologies to mine that data and translate that back into a conversation back with a personal conversation back with in our case, thinking about the cardholders, that is relevant, that's contextual, that's meaningful, and they find it valuable. They come for more of that information on a more frequent basis.
And I think to that, I would add. I think we're prospects are improving, but a couple things from my own experience is that trying to build a business case for those invisible projects to support data infrastructure is really difficult. And the way that I've been talking about it over the years is and actually came from just literally crossing off like the business plan, like the PowerPoint, and going back into some executive leadership here and saying, listen, data is at the heart of everything beautiful that you and I want to do for our customers. Right? It really is. And you have to set aside as much money as you can, and then just work on the best project, kind of a zero-based budget fashion to work it down. Because if you put it over the coals of the ROI, it's really difficult to justify because there's so many intangibles that it's a lot easier to say, hey, let's size my organization. We can set out this many dollars. We believe that it's the future and it's the core of how we're going to serve our customers. And then we're just going to challenge the team by bringing forward the best ideas they have and spend the money we have each year and progress towards that goal. I don't think you spend enough.
I mean, it's a bold statement, and I agree 100%. So let's switch. This is Forrester's taxonomy of the 4 rules of digital transformation. Very quickly, digital experience and clockwise, digital operations, digital ecosystems, which is we've touched on, but haven't gotten deep into, and digital innovation, which we've talked a lot about. From your perspective, if we think about resource allocation, actually your last comment was a great segue, which is, you can't spend enough, I know I'm quite getting it right, but from a resource allocation standpoint, of these four, are there any, and so which are payment providers and financial service companies under-investing in or over-investing in when you look at these four areas of digital business transformation?
I guess I'll go first again, Peter.
Gary, please. Sorry.
Yeah. Thanks. So based on our interactions, I think that every single FI has a digital innovation team. So they're definitely investing into that. The key question is, what are those teams delivering? And what is the end output of those teams in terms of meaningful and value creation of different products and services that a particular FI wants to bring. So definitely, I would say that's an area we've seen a lot of interest, a lot of transformation by banks and financial institutions. I do think that when it comes to digital experience, very easy to get seduced by what is out there and what is the, for a lack of better description, what everybody else is doing. So rather than looking at what other FIs are doing, I think it's important to look at what is the digital industry doing as a whole. What are the transformations and experience changes that are happening? And really business models are really going upside down in certain cases. Seeing how the experience shift has happened, e-commerce space, and everybody knows the stories there, and the number of retailers that have gone out of business over the last decade or so. But it's really important to look outside the box, and I think we started the conversation with that piece when you presented. I think Braden talked about a number of different areas of valves they're consciously looking at. But overall, I would say digital experience is a little bit of a seductive thing in the sense that people think they're doing it, but are they really doing it is a question mark in our minds.
Gary, that's great. I think you hit on something that I was thinking about as you were before you started talking. But this idea of not necessarily following whatever the new kind of marketing moniker is, right? Because your customers are not asking for AI, your customers are not asking for blockchain. They're not asking for any number of these new technologies that are being like semantic web and anything. What they want are problems to their lives. They want to understand how much money they have. They want to be in control of their financial lives. They want to be in control of their payment products and inform. And that's really what we're trying to accomplish. Everything else is just a tool set. And I think a lot of people get distracted, focused on kind of the technology project versus what are they going to do for their customer, and then what's the best tool. Maybe it's something really interesting. Maybe it's something really old.
I'm tempted to, although we only have a few minutes left, that idea of something really old is interesting. I mean, Forrester's looks at when we look at innovation, we often find ourselves finding good use of old ideas and sort of pulling them up. That's that line from that 90s song, the Free to Wear sunscreen, taking something out of the trash, wiping it off, and finding a new value for it. I'm sure I butchered that. Anyway, with the last one, I'm going to ask you, and the question I have for my panelists here is pretty straightforward on this one. Where are we? Right? As we move from plastic to digital to embedded to invisible, and that life cycle, where are we today, and where do you think we're going to be as we move forward over the next couple of years? And Gary, as usual, I'll start with you.
Okay. I'll keep it short. We're running out of time. So I think we're really in the early part of the journey. I think that there's been a lot of interesting proof of concepts and different experiments that have tried, a lot of learning there. But it has to be packaged coming back to personalized journeys that Braden mentioned earlier. The perspective that we mentioned earlier was all around making sure that the consumer experience is center of the conversation, and how we interact with this whole relationship, if you will, is key to it. So I would say we're in very early stages of this. Although there's been a lot of talk about different elements, from digital issuance to digital KYC to digital acquisition, et cetera. But it's really discrete point at this point. It's really not a holistic experience yet in our view.
And I think to that I would just add there's a lot of interplay between these. Right. Because if you think about where we're going, you're probably still going to have a plastic card in your wallet. So you're probably going to have digital representations that are tokenized and embedded in different mobile wallets. And ultimately perhaps, into the Internet of Things, kind of a more invisible fashion. And part of the art is to keep all of these things working simply. So that a customer feels that they're in control. And some of the elegant things done, for example, tokenization, which is if you misplace your card, the token on your phone will still work, and you can make payment. So I think it's a very interesting journey, and I don't think it's not about plastic cards. It is about people's ability to make payments, to access the money that they're holding, either on their credit line or in their deposit accounts. So I think it's an exciting space.
I agree. Yeah. Well, it was never plastic, right? I mean, the plastic was always a mechanism. There are just new mechanisms, and hopefully better mechanisms, ones that increase convenience, which in Forrester parlance is removing barriers or many technologies, removing friction from the customer experience. So I think we have a couple of final poll questions, one final poll question today, and I would urge our audience to take this now. The question is, how integral is digitizing payments to your overall strategy? And the first one is integral, and we are actively implementing it. Second one is integral, but we haven't started yet. No worries, you're not alone if that's you. Not integral, we take other steps first, or simply not integral. And I look forward to seeing the results and give you a few minutes here. I'll open it up to everyone on the panel. So David, Braden, Gary, anything we didn't cover that you jotted down as going that you think we should circle back to.
This is Gary. I think we covered a lot. I think we're getting to the end of the session. So I would just close out by saying this is a very exciting journey for the financial industry as a whole. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned from other industries that we can take and embed into our solution set, and really thinking about how we connect with our consumers. And I would just underline the fact again that I think payments is a great opportunity because that's a high frequency use. It's the only time that on a daily basis that a customer is thinking about their financial institution. And let's make sure that we provide a set of services around it that gives them the necessary experience and delight and loyalty that we all aspire to achieve with our relationships.
Agreed. And I want to take a moment. Thank you to all of my co-panelists, Braden, Gary, David. Thank you all very much. Show the results of the poll now. Good to see that the majority are not only seeing the result. That's less surprising, but still important. But they're actively implementing. That's great to see. I'll end by just saying another thing that came from Braden, but it was present in a lot of our conversation today is this need to move for providers, companies really of all stripes, to move from selling units that quoting Braden serve customers' average needs to what Wells Fargo is trying to achieve, personalization scale, and that is certainly not exclusive to payments, but payments need to be in the lead there. So thank you all very much for joining us, and I hope you all have a great day. Without David, I don't know if we have any final comments.
Thank you very much, Peter. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. That's all the time we have for this discussion. If you have any feedback on today's webinar or any recommendations, future webinars, please do complete our survey at the end of this webinar. Flash it on your screen in just a minute. You'll receive an email shortly recording of the webinar and exclusive 10% discount for Finovate fall place on September 24th, 27th, at 2018 in New York. Thanks, and goodbye.